Hard to believe the finale. Coach Corso, former Florida State standout, the Sunshine Scooter, now sails off into the sunset in retirement. Shapen, gonna take a shot. Traore has it, and just like that, the Bulldogs are on the board in Hattiesburg. Macho from 57 yards out, and Traore's got some wheels.
Yeah, Seydu's
involved with Braxton on the 12th play of the drive. Now Pittman motions out. Braxton wants to throw it off the back foot, in the air, and caught for the touchdown. Micah Davis found a way off the carom. Hunter Washington got a fingertip on it.
Steal inches to get an advantage. Run the right play.
Williams in motion. Bothwell to the edge, and he's in for the touchdown. He led the Sun Belt in that category a year ago as a freshman at South Alabama, and Bothwell from 6 yards out. The Bulldogs now with a 2-score lead, Sam.
We see
around the goal line. Let's see. Back to the well one more time. There it is. And a touchdown for Mississippi State. And he's got something to say afterwards. 24 in maroon and white. Quite the acquisition via the portal.
Quite the drive. A lot faster, and everyone on that defense is going to know what they're going to do.
Second and goal. Booth says it's my turn. Into the end zone. He rumbles in for 6.
I love the fact that continue to win if you play the way you played.
Instructional moments for Mississippi State. Wide open and coming down cleanly with a football for the touchdown. T.J. Johnson. Transfer from West Virginia.
He's got to go to work. His dual threat capabilities have to come into play.
Low snap. Johnson with time, firing for the end zone, has a man. And the pad is caught in the back corner. Jerron Tibbs. On 4th and 7. Avery Johnson with some magic.
This is a have. A lot of faith in his place kicker being what happened last week.
This is the game winner. An all-or-nothing play on 4th and goal. Helms retreats. Wide open in the end zone. And it's corralled for the touchdown. Mr. Brady Anderson.
We're going to use that word in a 4th down situation. He puts the ball in his hands and trusts him to make a big decision. Now here they got a fresh set of downs.
Carson Smith in the backfield. Helms under center. Over the left side of the line, and he's across. In for the touchdown. And Army an extra point away from grabbing its first lead of this game.
Right now with an Army football team that I think has really found a whole different dimension to their offense.
Their 2 scoring drives, Lewis, spanning a combined 30 plays. And almost a full quarter game time off the clock in the process. Nuremberg, a big return to start the game of 44 yards. With another crease here, and there he goes. Buzz Nuremberg, 1 man to beat. And he does it. Touchdown, K-State. There are no flags. All smiles for the K-State special teams this week. A different story. The first 2 games of the season, Nuremberg a fumble just a week ago in the win over North Dakota. And now K-State will go for 2. Matt Berry, we cannot wait back in Manhattan. Third down. Helms has a pass into the end zone. The Black Knights back in front. 2:52 to go. Took nearly 8 minutes to go 56 yards, and maybe for Jeff Monk and his team scored too quickly. Both head coaches would tell you these 2025 versions are much better than their 2024 counterparts. Right up the middle. There goes Barnes into the end zone. And Oklahoma strikes first. First touchdown of the season for Javonte Barnes, a senior from Vegas.
If there was ever a worn out.
12th play of the possession for the Sooners. Blaylock plants, cuts, and explodes into the end zone. Second touchdown of the season for the true freshman. And it's 17-0 Oklahoma.
Talk about having an idea. The offensive line has to do a little bit of a better job protecting Mateer.
After a gain of 17, Blaylock to the edge. Blaylock to the end zone. The Sooners putting on an offensive clinic in Philadelphia. Yeah, I was so impressed with how that defense stood tall after the turnover, the interception tossed by Mateer. Can the offense now regain its rhythm? Into the flats, to the edge, and across the goal line for the touchdown, Xavier Robinson. First score of the season for the sophomore. And the Sooners on the board and rolling once again in Philadelphia. By 32. Mateer with a keeper. There goes John Mateer to the end zone in the house call. Now he came into this game as a leading rusher for the Sooners. 51 more yards there in the score.
Yeah, you're going to see a great.
Floated, far side, and caught. Tearing the jersey and into the end zone. Eric McAllister. And the first touchdown of the season for the Boise State transfer from 27 yards out. With the touchdown, get TCU on the board earlier. 3rd and 6. Clean pocket for Hoover. Jeremy Payne into the end zone. And it's that easy for Josh Hoover, his second touchdown pass of the day. Sam, you think about the Horned Frogs on 3rd down and 4th down in their first 2 drives. Led by Josh Hoover, he has been electric. On 3rd down. Jennings. Sidestep. One defender across the goal line for the touchdown. Matthew Hibner. Kevin Jennings extending that play, and with a defender on his ankle, finds a way. On 2nd down, here's Hoover into the flats. Manjack has it. Tries to shed one defender and another across the goal line. Yes! A man amongst boys, Joseph Manjack IV found a way into the end zone. D'Amico Green, the SMU running back. Very high on his potential. Jennings in zone, breaking open and caught. Yamir Knight for the touchdown. Kevin Jennings all the way back after what appeared to be aggravation to that ankle injury. Play clock winding down, in motion quickly is Hibner. Jennings confident in the pocket, seam route, there it is, and the SMU touchdown. Jordan Hudson is all the way back, and the Mustangs have their first lead of this football game.
The SMU
time for Hoover, delivers a strike, McAllister, off and running! Eric McAllister for the TCU touchdown! Sammy needed 5, he picked up 70.
Well, we come.
Ran down towards midfield, now on third down. There's McAllister. Can he do it again? Yes, he can. The hat trick for number 1 for the Horned Frogs. % of his receptions a year ago went for a first down. It feels like 90% of his catches today have reached the end zone.
Waiting, snap it quickly.
As fast as you can go for offensive coordinator Cade Bell. Hicks open for a moment off the carom, and he caught it! The Louisville transfer into the end zone. Sam, they wanted him to have a big game today against his old team, and a fast start for number 3 in royal blue and pit gold.
Yeah, Blue Hicks is a competitor.
Panthers back out of the pressure. Moss, full delivery, and it's intercepted. Rasheed Biles. There he goes. Still in bounds. Biles. All the way to the end zone. The pick 6. He told his head coach last week, I wasn't happy with how I played against West Virginia. He vowed to change it today. Guess what happened next? A 75-yard house call, and for Miller Moss and Jeff Brom, conversations will be had after a play like that.
Yeah, it's been a couple.
Cards have 2 downs to get the touchdown. They need about 2.5 inches. Who wants it? Straight ahead. Miller Moss. And he's in for the touchdown. Well, Duke Watson, an assisted tush push, somehow got him across. And here comes a penalty flag.
We talked about it, man. This is a 3-phase game. It's offense, it's defense, yes, but special teams matters.
Under 4 to go in the half. Moss wants to take a shot, and he will. Wide open is Chris Bell. It didn't take long. And here come the Cardinals.
So what do you do, Roy, when you cannot take a sack in this situation?
Would be a 56-yard field goal from here. Final Saturday of September. ACC opener for both squads. On the move, open is Poppy Williams. And he's in for the touchdown. Goldstein tricked the Louisville defense. They thought he was going to run. Williams was wide open. Cade Bell, the offensive play caller, all about his quarterback there. It was Bell that came from Western Carolina, Lamar. 22 wins already. Moss kept it, delivered into the flats to the front pylon, and in for the touchdown, Jaleel Skinner. The transfer from Miami, the South Carolina native, waves to the Pittsburgh fans as he scampers into the end zone and an extra point away from being tied up once again. Be interesting. On a wing and a prayer. Moss feels the pressure off the back legs, got it tied in the back corner, and it's caught for the touchdown. Koriski gives Louisville its first lead of the day. The backfield. And Pryor a touch and a crease. Pryor with the house call to start. And the Bearcats strike first. Yards in 6 plays. Pryor from 30 yards out. And just the start this capacity crowd wanted to see with the old Vanderbilt that we've talked about for decades. After the timeout, 3rd down and 5. That's Allen, the A&M transfer, in motion. Open in the flat, Sorsby the other way. Pass is caught, Joe Royer to the end zone. And a hop, skip, and a jump.
Talked about some of the
last 2 plays for the Cyclones, Sam, accounting for 61 yards. That's half of their total offense in that first quarter at $122. And they'll have it on 1st and 10 in the red zone. Rocco Beck, how about the cut and the maneuver into the end zone, and just like that, Iowa State on the board.
You said cool, calm, it's like that.
Pryor, the running back, on 1st down in the red zone. Another touch. Pryor cuts it back against the grain into the end zone. Yes! The Bearcats have been simply unstoppable to start. Pryor is the running back. Sorsby will keep it into the end zone. He'll high step in for the score.
I saw something, Coach.
Field for Becht. He'll take off straight ahead. A-gap diving ahead, and he's there for the touchdown. Every inch was needed by the veteran quarterback, Rocco Becht.
Talk about want to.
Here's Becht, front pylon. Pass is caught. Was he in bounds with possession? Yes. Brett Eskelsen into the end zone, and his 2nd touchdown of the year. And the Cyclones, 2 touchdowns on their last 2 possessions. Bearcats in search of that one big play. Trying to melt this clock down. Sorsby wants it now. Has a man, and is hauled in. Caleb Goody racing to the end zone. 82 yards. What a moment at Nippert. From the three. Here's Rocco Becht. Wants to throw it. Got his man. It's Chase Sowell. And the touchdown for Iowa State. So the plot thickens. Cyclones with one timeout remaining. They'll have to go for two here, Sam.
I love that.
Robinson on the field replacing Heidenreich, who gets a breather. Play action. Wide open. Busted coverage. Here come the mids. Cody Howard to the end zone. And just like that, from 50 yards out, Navy out in front on the road. First touchdown of the season for Howard. What a start. Blake Horvath picking up right where he left off last week against Air Force.
Talking about the defensive line is going to move before the ball is snapped, and then when the ball is snapped, they move as well.
Play clock winding down. Simon's got to go. He does. Straight ahead for the Temple touchdown. Now the fifth-year senior signal caller for KC Keeler, nearly flawless on that drive.
They say
Ducker, the running back. And there it is. Into the end zone. And Temple extends its lead.
keep it simple. Heidenreich a first down.
Teska with 4 touchdowns this season. Horvath across the goal line, and he's in. The Navy offense finds its rhythm to start our third quarter, and the midshipmen are right back in it.
Game and keeps them on the field. Positive for their defense too.
7 in the box for the midshipmen. Here they come. Pressure. Simon. Other way. Bermudez. Caught for the touchdown. Tyler Walker loves it. The veteran presence of Evan Simon in the pocket for the Owls. Pays dividends again.
You may not want.
With 2.5 to go in the third. He'll toss it back. Teska with a crease and a touchdown. 5th of the season for Alex Teska. And let's see. Simon with Ducker in the backfield. And Ducker plows his way across the goal line. The Owls back in front. What a night for Jay Ducker. On 4th. Who else? Horvath with a crease. There he goes. On 4th and 1, it's a house call for Horvath.
He's a walking big play.
The loss of 2. Will operate from the 7. Well, Branson needs to be careful. On the slant across the goal line, and there it is. C.J. Williams. Wild West.
C.J. Williams.
3rd and 5. Castellanos takes off to the edge. Castellanos leapfrogs into the end zone. That's one way to do it.
On the field is a touchdown.
Quarterback, a backup running back, a backup right guard. Let's do it again. Tab across the goal line, and he's in. A statement by Stanford on that drive.
Against BYU a week ago.
Send him in motion. Ficklin keeps it. Has some real estate into plus territory. Up to the races. And the true freshman quarterback on play number 2 reaches the end zone. Bird takes flight right away from 63 yards out.
Right there, Jason Beck. He's the man calling the shots for this Utah offense. I think he has done a tremendous job coming over from New Mexico.
Yeah, coming in from the Lobos. There goes Parker. Wayshawn. Show me the way to the end zone. A 58-yard touchdown run for the Utes. And Utah in business at home tonight. And you see Coach Prime with a conversation with his defensive coordinator, Robert Livingston. 2 big plays given up on the ground here in our first quarter.
Gain for his young quarterback.
Now Davis has been everywhere. UAB, then New Mexico, now here with the Utes. Bray motions out. Ficklin delivers a strike towards the front pylon. Buchanan into the end zone from 22 yards out. 3rd touchdown of the season for the freshman tight end from Henderson, Nevada.
Well, defense, then knowing the run is going to come at you and having no way to stop it, and that's exactly what we're seeing.
Same look. Rodgers again off the right side to the edge, into the end zone again for the Utes. The dominant first half by Utah continues. 60 yards in 16 plays.
Adjustment by Robert Livingston, just a little too late.
Parker, the running back, he motions out quickly. Ficklin towards the end zone. And there it is again, another touchdown. Larry Simmons from 20 yards out. And the route is on in Salt Lake City. The Utes a statement half tonight against Colorado. And you can feel the confidence. The freshman quarterback, Bird Ficklin, on the right. Utes trying to preserve the shutout.
Well, there is no question what play is coming next.
Stop. Across the goal line and into the end zone. And Colorado finally on the scoring board.
Running back.
Those two interact here.
Nate Johnson, Wildcat quarterback, straight ahead. Nate on the move towards the end zone. And the Utes strike again from 56 yards out. Transfer from Vanderbilt. Nate Johnson, a little 6'7", and why not? Third score from 50 yards out. Stormy, thank you. On 4th down and 6 to start our second quarter. And the play clock winding down. Carr claps for it, and here we go. Off the back foot, heaves one deep, has a man. Make it 2. And how about the touchdown on 4th and 6 to Malachi Fields? Third grab of the season, reaching the end zone for the UVA transfer.
Well, who did Mike?
Matt, we're getting weird here in Chestnut Hill. Just a one-score game after the 2-minute timeout, but Notre Dame on the move. And C.J. Carr on first down. Wants it all again. He's got a guy. Pass is caught. Will Pauling. From 1 score to 2, and Notre Dame trying to seize control at the end of the half from 44 yards out. And that initial extra point, the first touchdown, banged off the right upright. C.J. Carr now with 3 completions of 40 yards or
not afford to take a sack in this moment. You have a field goal in your back pocket.
Bond motions out one of the top receivers in BC history. Pressure. He'll float it the other way. Man-to-man coverage. There's a flag, and there's a catch for Reed Harris. It's a touchdown for BC, and the Eagles back in it here at the end of the half. It was
pass interference. Defense number 15. Penalties decline. Result of the play is a touchdown.
Against one of the top cornerbacks in America, and Reed Harris made Littermore pay.
Boyd.
If that, 2nd and goal. Pauling went in motion. Jeremiah Love searching for a crease, finds one into the end zone for the Notre Dame touchdown. What a response after the 21-play drive by BC.
That is Notre Dame foot.
Matt, thank you very much. Of course, with Lenore Sellers, Shane Beamer's team feels like they'll have a chance to pull off the upset. Ole Miss has been awfully impressive after the interception by Adon Schuler. Jeremiah Love, full head of steam, and there he goes. Love off to the races. Will reach the end zone for the Fighting Irish touchdown and wake up the echoes.
It's going to be a zone. You see 2 guys trying to get it, but Ellis is strong.
After gain of 20, Barnett, end zone, man-to-man coverage, grabbed again. Wisłowski, the touchdown for the Dukes. Braden Wisłowski was able to grab it in traffic. Back-to-back receptions, physical plays by the Dukes wide receivers. A lot. Carlos Del Rio Wilson has 8 rushing attempts so far. They'll hand it off to Roberts with a path, a crease, and a touchdown. 3rd score of the year, and here comes the herd.
It's been about
Knight, the running back. Get it to him right away. Knight to the edge. Wayne Knight into the end zone for the JMU touchdown. Redshirt junior out of Delaware. And he with Barnett in the backfield in no hurry whatsoever. Fuller into a pile at the goal line. And the indication is there for the touchdown. Well, it took a moment. It did not matter. And the Dukes back into the end zone again. It's Jordan Fuller, the Holy Cross transfer from a yard out.
Jordan Fuller.
Football on 4th and short. Analytics said to go for it. From just outside the 40-yard line, the punt results in a touchback. Dukes want to heave one long again. Man-to-man coverage. Hauled in. Tamarez all the way to the end zone. And lightning strikes for the JMU Dukes. And it was Sanchez that hauled it in from 80.
They kept on going over to the top of their head. This is the same formation they just had.
Down by 16. You wonder, it's 4-down territory. Del Rio Wilson wants to throw it into traffic. And across the goal line is Tracy Stevens. Tracy Stevens caught his first pass of the season earlier here in our 3rd quarter. How about his first touchdown moments later? And the herd set to go for 2. 3rd and 3. Back the other way against the grain to Wayne Knight. It's a first down and a lot more. Wayne Knight into the end zone, and JMU extending the lead. Well, Sam, we've seen many times in a situation like that, Wayne Knight could have stopped short of the goal line. And you look at some of the percentages in play in a moment like that, and they would indicate that that would be the right call to make. Instead, it's into the end zone, the lead at 11 with 2:18 to go.
So I like
exactly what they did. Inside give. There's an opening and a first down. Teska off to the races. Alex Teska to the house, and Navy on the board first. On senior day, the senior cashes in from 76.
For Blake Horvath to throw that ball, but Eli Heidenreich said, no, I'm him. Give me one hand and give me about 50, 60 yards.
The high school teammates paying dividends to the edge. It's Brandon Chapman. And a trio of seniors making big plays in our first quarter in Annapolis on a Saturday. Sam, we've seen the longest rushing play of Navy this season in this first quarter. Continues Nakai Davenport. First down, Brown slings it. End zone and a toe tap in that back corner. He did catch it, Keyshawn Singleton. And a hop, skip, and a jump right in front of Justin Ross. It was bobbled, it felt like, for a moment, Sam. Shipman can get to the American Conference Championship game with a couple of more wins, including today. Horvath, jump ball. There it is for another touchdown. Tumbling down to the end zone. Alex Teska. On the ground, through the air. It does not matter for this offense today.
All we're missing is through the sea. Opened up everything on the inside. This is the rhythm that you need.
The wide formation helps spring Brown for a big gain. Brown with a keeper. Brown with a touchdown, and there it is. Now you go back to Thursday at Old Dominion. Colton Joseph became the first FBS quarterback with 20 touchdown passes, 10 TD runs, and now Byron Brown joins him in that capacity.
On next play, but expect South Florida to go back to the well and attack Trey Bell.
Now the ball was underthrown. That helped create some of that contact. 15-yard infraction, not a spot foul. Byron Brown off to the races, and there he goes, all the way to the end zone. And the South Florida Bulls right back in it from 60 yards out. Remember, they went for 2 earlier, came up empty, and now trailing by 5. It seems natural. Alex Golish will go for 2 once.
And then beat you in a myriad of ways.
5 catches, 146 yards in one game. Woodson, end zone! Yes, sir. No Horvath, no problem, and Blake more than happy to watch his backup Braxton Woodson take his team. The field, do they have a shot at him? Try to make it a one-score game again. Backwards throw, wide open end zone. The answer is yes. Was it caught? It was for the touchdown. Jeremiah Coger. Alex Golas told us this week, Nakai Davenport's been an outstanding running back. He can also throw it. And we took note, and there it was when the Bulls had to have it.
The current
today, that would put them at 6-1 in the league. Woodson with a path. Big yardage for the midshipman. Braxton Woodson all the way. Here's Byron Brown on third down. Tunnel screen to the perimeter. Cuts it back inside. A hurdle. And Rubin gets to the end zone. Mudia Rubin, the Stanford transfer, with blockers in front, makes the mids pay along that far side. And Nate Anderson. Jumbo set. Ninth play of the drive. He'll fake it to Harden. Jennings will try to get to the edge. And he does for the touchdown. And Stone Eby. Andrew Chamblee on the field. Jennings floats it. Passes. Caught for the touchdown, Jordan Hudson.
He's the alpha of this, have to be able to hold up in coverage.
That's Hudson in motion. Jennings wants to throw it. The pump fake, the hesitation. Against the grain. Shovel pass. Why not? Into the end zone. SMU extends its lead. Now it's Jennings. A little bit of touch on this one. Back corner. Caught for the touchdown. Ymir Knight. Talk about threading the needle. And change to go. And Clayton Johnson again weaves his way through traffic. On the way. And the Mustangs into the end zone again. Second touchdown of the season. The Tulane transfer. Pick your poison, and an extra offensive lineman tied in, and Upshaw now on the field. Straight ahead and up the middle for the touchdown. And it was Rodriguez that snuck in there. Jacob Rodriguez, second touchdown of the season on offense. The stash package. They bring it in. And Rodriguez, the Heisman hopeful. Dickey motions out, empty backfield. Morton wants to throw it. Off the pump fake. Heaves it wide open for the touchdown. Cameron Dickey found the hole at the back of the end zone. And the receiving grab makes it 13-0. 6 catches for number 7, Terrence Carter Jr. already. Could be the final play of the quarter. Morton, seam route, there it is, and it's caught for the touchdown. Caleb Douglas. And the route is on in Morgantown.
You said the route is on, but I like
his second receiving touchdown of the season earlier in this game. 14 touches, almost 90 yards. Back shoulder fade. Was that caught? It was! Caleb Douglas. Look at what he found. A good portion of his teammates down to his newly purchased land. They went hunting during the bye week, including his backup quarterback Mitch Griffiths, and that's a touchdown for Williams. And the scoring party continues for Texas Tech. 9-yard scamper, and Jacoby Williams into the end zone. It is 34-0 Red Raiders.
There's a reason he's
the bye in the first round of the dance. BYU looming next week. Jones to the end zone. The comeback, and there it is. Grabbed cleanly, Micah Hudson. Well, the sophomore from Temple, Texas, the first touchdown of the season. Rodriguez actually interviewed for the head coaching job at Texas Tech at the turn of the century when it went to Mike Leach. Deep ball. And Texas Tech strikes again. The second touchdown reception for Micah Hudson today. And a penalty flag out back at the 39. That touchdown strike from 30 yards out. Brescia went in motion, the handoff, all kinds of real estate, and there he goes. Buckley off to the races. Western Michigan on the scoreboard just like that from 67 yards out. Sammy's up to about 230 pounds. The vision has been there his entire career for the former walk-on, but the speed on full display right as he got through the line of scrimmage. First and goal from inside the 2. Extra offensive lineman Mitchell Butler. Reserve center now on the field. A power formation for Jordan Brunson, the freshman quarterback. And it's Brunson straight into the end zone. Transfer from Virginia Tech, 5th-year senior out of Alpharetta, Georgia. An extra point away from being tied up. Sam, we've got 8 total plays in this game already, 2 touchdowns.
8 plays, 14 points.
On second down, a nifty cut. There goes Buckley. First down and a lot more. Buckley off to the races, and the Broncos on the board again. Sammy 8 and left no crumbs from 64. From the 6. Hessen back to the air, off the slant towards the goal line. And across, but stopped short. Cole Weaver. Boy, that was close.
You know, all plays are reviewed. So this one, they're going to check to see if that ball crossed the line, but outstanding job on the inside by
Field is a completed catch for a touchdown.
To me, it looks like a touchdown.
Eli Finoti in at running back for the first time. Drew Deck in motion. Play action. Ayat towards the end zone. Tumbling down for the toss. and it's caught by Deck. The Montana native, the fifth-year senior, fourth touchdown grab of the year.
Strong on the inside, to expect more attacking the flat.
Is it Eli Gilman time? The answer is yes. Gilman punches through his 20th touchdown of the season. .77 yards in 13 plays. The electric Eli Gilman with the honors once again. The running back. First down from the 47. It's play action. Wide open is Wortham. There he goes. Mr. Do It All to the house. We are not worthy of number 6 in his performance today and this season. The transfer from Eastern Washington is on fire. It is Phillips over the left edge. She'll pick up the first down. Phillips still with the balance towards the goal line, and he got there for the touchdown. That's one way to do it. Well, the balance on full display from 23 yards out. His 19th touchdown of the season, and it comes in a moment where the Coyotes for Aiden Bauman. Drew Deck. The punt from Ebel. Found a lane. Deck. Sunlight in front of him. And Drew Deck still on his feet to the end zone. 93 yards to the house.
Receivers who are 6'4" or 350-pound linemen, but they play a physical type of way.
15 minutes ago, Montana State awaits the winner of this game so far. Advantage Grizz. Deep ball Wortham. Spinning, catching, scoring. And a couple of dance moves to finish it off. And here come the Grizz. Look out, Bozeman.
For a guy who...
Coyotes got to get it. And Bauman Martins with the grab on the slant needed 4. He'll gain 5. And Martins still running. He'll take it the distance, and let's see what happened. Martins. Did he ever make clear contact with the turf?
Ruling on the field, the runner was knocked down. Touchdown.
Great awareness.
And again, man-to-man coverage towards that front pylon. Was it caught? It was. Tyson Bowes. Bauman had to throw that football before Bowes was anywhere close towards the goal line. Way back in week 1 this season. Wortham steps back in as a Wildcat quarterback. Off the zone read, he'll keep it. Wortham. Michael Wortham, why not? Racing into the end zone, and he does it again. 2 through the air, 1 on the ground, and a record-setting career day continues.
You know, like in our house.
Hands handoff. The cutback. Hashim Jones to the end zone. And with 31 seconds left, one last score. And it's been that kind of game as the sun begins to set in Missoula. And with the Buccaneers. Second and short. Moulton straight ahead. Right up the gut across the goal line. And Kamari into the end zone. Almost a 60-yard difference in field position for the Hawkeyes. Front pylon, and it was caught for the touchdown. Reese Vanderzee, yes sir. Parting drills beginning in the summer. They'll run the reverse, a little flea flicker. Gronowski looking end zone's got a man on the way. And Iowa another touchdown. Bonami into pay dirt. Diego Pavia back on the field. Pressure off the edge. Deep post pattern. Underneath it. Richardson right into the bucket and into the end zone. Lightning strikes with Diego Pavia. Right. Young the running back. Pavia again. End zone again. This time it's a touchdown. McVay crossing the goal line with possession. That's one way to do it. His second catch of the year. Inside the 1 yard line, they'll try to shove him across. It was Hayden Large that assisted Gronowski for the touchdown. And Iowa strengthens its lead here to start the fourth quarter. Empty back, Knox, Graves. On second down, here's Pavia again. Pavia with real estate to the edge. Pavia to that corner end zone, and he is in for the touchdown.